Math 14, Statistical Methods, Summer 2022. The catalog description of the course. This course is an introduction to descriptive and inferential statistics. Students learn how to use measures of central tendency and dispersion among population samples to draw inferences about a population and to compare two or more populations. Discrete and continuous probability density distributions are analyzed, including the binomial, normal, student t, chi-squared, and F distributions. Confidence intervals for population means, proportions, and variance are determined. Additional topics include regression and correlation analysis and techniques of hypothesis testing, including analysis of variance. The course includes application of technology for statistical analysis and the interpretation of the relevance of the statistical findings. Applications use data from disciplines that include business, social sciences, psychology, life science, health science, and education. Here's the prerequisites. Preferably it's Math 40 with a grade of C or better, or 2 years of high school algebra, elementary and intermediate algebra with a grade of B or better within the last 3 years, or math placement exam. It's a 4-credit unit class. We meet online, and the location is also online. I am your instructor, F. Anthony Siciliano. There's my email address. My office on campus is room 212, and there's my number and extension. And here are the student office hours for the summer. Okay, now let's take a look here. Now, if you look below here, it's a meeting ID. This is the meeting for Zoom. So when you want to meet with me during these student office hours, you will click on this link. This link is also located on Canvas in the instructor contact information page. Now, student office hours are for your benefit to help you succeed in the course. The office hours are for you, the student, not for me, as I'm available at those times not only to discuss the course, but any questions you have about math courses at the college, your field of study, your transfer plans, and career paths. The best way to reach me is email, and it must be your student email account. Always include your name and course. All email contact between students and instructors must be conducted using the student and instructor's CMC email accounts. For those students, this is accessible via the My CMC portal on the CMC website. Any student email received by faculty from another email account cannot be responded to other than to remind the student to use their school email account. Please also keep in mind that grades cannot be distributed by phone, public posting, public announcement, or by email. Now, textbook. Okay, there's not a physical textbook for the course. Because an electronic version of the textbook is available in My Stat Lab, you do not have to purchase a textbook unless you choose to do so. What is required is that you purchase the access code for My Stat Lab with the online text. Now, you can either purchase this through the bookstore or you can purchase it on the actual Pearson website. The author is Sullivan Woodbury. It's called Interactive Statistics, Informed Decisions Using Data, 2nd edition. Again, available in the bookstore or found online on the My Stat Lab website. Now, also, that's a part of the course, which is free, is the guided notebook to accompany the interactive statistics. It's available for free, and it's downloadable on Canvas. So again, that's available for free, and you'll see it on Canvas. Now, class participation. Optimal learning requires students' participation in the online classroom as appropriate to the classroom activity. Participation includes such actions as responding to questions posed, actively contributing to the group discussions, and completion of assignments. The instructor will attempt to ensure all students have opportunities to express ideas, contribute to discussions, and receive additional information and clarification needed. Okay, next. Instructor communication, information, participation, guidelines, and feedback policy. Students are encouraged to send an email anytime, 24/7, call my office, or leave voice messages. If I'm going to be away for an extended period and know in advance, I will let you all know in the announcement section of our course in Canvas. However, my policy is that I will usually respond within 12 to 24 hours except on weekends. Each week, I will provide grades or scores and comments on assignments within 4 to 6 days of when they were submitted. After I send feedback each week, you will receive notification through your email or in a classroom announcement that feedback has been sent. Check grades for your feedback scores. As your instructor for this course, my goal is to facilitate your learning, answer questions, and encourage your participation. I'll respond in a timely manner and on a consistent basis. I'll provide feedback in the Q&A section of each unit you may want to discuss. Student learning outcomes. Upon successful completion of the class, the student will be able to describe, graph, calculate, and analyze statistical quantities and concepts, including data types, levels of measurement, sampling strategies, frequency distributions, parameters, and descriptive statistics. Determine the probability of an event. Use various distributions to estimate parameters for populations using samples and formulate and test a hypothesis, including ANOVA. Analyze and make predictions for paired data using the linear correlation coefficient, linear regression, standard error, prediction interval, explained variation, unexplained variation, and total variation. These outcomes will be assessed by questions on the quizzes, tests, and final exam. The grading scale is provided below. You have your interactive reading homework assignments are worth 25% of your grade. You have 2 projects, a total of 15%. You have 6 quizzes, This should be 6, so let me go ahead and change that. These are 6 quizzes, and the total of all those together is 40% of your grade. And the final exam, parts 1 and 2, they are both mandatory, and you must complete them both, and they are 20% when you combine them together. Now, attendance. All students are expected to log in and complete some work at least once a week. Because this is a summer class, it's a lot more than once a week because we have 7 weeks in this course. Each week without work is considered absent from 2 class meetings. A student who adds a class or registers after the first day of classes is counted absent from all weeks missed. In the effort to promote student success, CMC has approved the implementation of an instructor-initiated drop policy. When a student has been absent from classes to such an extent that his or her success is at risk, the instructor has the option of dropping the student. If a student has missed 12.5%, 5 classes, or 2.5 weeks of the semester without notifying the instructor with a satisfactory explanation, the student may be dropped by the instructor. As a result, you will negatively impact your group mates' grades if you fail to fully participate in each group discussion in a timely manner. Less than full participation in this course is extremely disruptive to the online learning model, so I reserve the right to drop you if 1. You do not complete the online orientation by earning 100% on the orientation assignment. You'll have as many attempts as you need. 2. You fail to make any progress for 4 or more consecutive days, including weekends. And 3. You do not fully participate in 3 or more group discussions. 4. You fail to take final exam parts 1 and 2 as scheduled in class. Now, the group discussions, currently we don't have any. I will announce those if that is something that we will do. But currently we do not have part 3, and more than likely we won't. Otherwise, I will let you know during the announcements. Now, per the college's attendance policy, faculty has the right to develop a more stringent policy as well. Students who do not attend or participate in class by the deadline to drop for tuition refund may be deleted from the course. In this class, we function as a team, teaching and learning together in small groups that are reorganized from one module to the next. However, if you quit participating in this class, you should not assume that I would drop you. Should you choose to drop, ultimately it is your responsibility to officially withdraw. Materials. We'll be using the data analysis package StatCrunch in this course. StatCrunch is an online data analysis tool and much more. StatCrunch is included in your subscription when you purchase the access code for my Stat Lab. You will be able to access StatCrunch with your assignments where it is necessary for you to use that. Now, in each particular section that you cover, the author gives you an example of how to use StatCrunch for each particular problem. On my videos that I show you for your problems, you will see both StatCrunch and the TI-84. Now, the TI-84 you can have as a supplement to the course, but you are required to use StatCrunch because your projects will be consisting of using StatCrunch. So the sooner that you learn that, the better. Now, again, you learn it as you go throughout the course, but again, as you move along with the course, you'll have different types of introductories to StatCrunch. So you want to make sure you take the time to understand that when you're doing your assignments. Now, course grading and information. This is an asynchronous course, which means you will complete your coursework online and on your own schedule by the required deadline provided. This course is delivered through an online course management system called MyStatLab. Registration for MyStatLab is required on the first day. There is an option of signing up for a 14-day temporary passcode. Within MyStatLab, there is the online and interactive text. Since the website does not have a physical textbook, I have provided a similar online text in a PDF format located in the modules on Canvas. Each chapter of the text that we are going to study has 3 parts described below. Registration and video instructions are located on Canvas. The assignments are graded automatically by the website and synced to Canvas. Part 1. You have interactive reading assignments, which are also abbreviated as IRA. These assignments are to be completed prior to the section homework. Okay, this is where you're going to watch, read, and fill in the guided notebook and complete the interactive reading assignments, IRA, prior to the section homework. The IRA is where the course content is delivered to you via reading assignments, video presentation, examples, also with video solutions, interactive activities, and assessment questions. You earn points by watching videos and completing the activities. You begin each section by working through the IRA and filling in the guided notebook. Some of the IRA's examples will have multiple video solutions. So in this case, you should watch the StatCrunch for those particular solutions. Okay, now this is the first part that you want to work with. Now again, the IRA is activities, and it's an assignment that you will find also on Canvas. So you'll be able to access it through Canvas. Now, I have also provided video instructions of each IRA assignment. So as you're working through the IRA, you can look at the videos that I've created on Canvas so that it can help you answer the questions correctly. Now, part 2, you have section homework. Upon completion of the section's IRA, you should then jump to the section's homework. So, for example, in Chapter 1, you would begin with Section 1.1 by reading the IRA and completing the assignments there, and then you're going to proceed to the Section 1.1 homework. Now, then there's going to be videos on the 1.1 homework of each particular problem. So then you want to make sure that you access those on Canvas to help you along as you're going through the assignments. Now, to move from the IRA in a section to the online homework for the section, you must get at least 70% on the IRA for that section. In other words, for example, to do the online homework for section 1.1, you must receive and earn at least 70% for the IRA for that section for 1.1. And then you'll be able to then open up section 1.1 homework. Now, problems can be worked on until a correct answer is obtained. So what that means is some questions you may have 3 times to answer it, and then you're going to hit similar question, and then you can repeat the question again until you get the completed assignment. Okay, and then also you also have questions that says it's a reading assessment. So if you get a question that says it's a reading assessment, that means you only have 1 try to answer it. Now, if you only have one try, again, I would recommend that you look at my video solutions of what I put on Canvas so that you can get that answer correctly. And again, that's only going to be in the IRA assignment for the reading assessment questions. Now, part 3, you have the end of chapter review quiz. Each week you have a quiz on the sections covered for that week. Okay? And therefore, in the quizzes, you will access them online. They have a password, and the password is going to be located at the outline of each week. And that's the very beginning of each week. In the modules, you'll be able to locate where the passwords are. And then on the quizzes, you have 2 attempts. And then within those 2 attempts, the software automatically keeps the best score. Now, then you have projects. You're required to do 2 applied real-world data analysis project. The first project is a data analysis comparison report where you collect, analyze, and compare 2 quantitative data sets. The final project will be to collect and analyze data and perform a research hypothesis test to answer an important question about the world around us. For both projects, you will make PowerPoint slides to explain your results and findings. See the tentative schedule for the due dates. Description of each project are in the modules on Canvas. So when you go to the modules on Canvas, you're going to see Project 1 and there'll also be Project 2. Now it's important to click on that because I give you video instructions, a rubric of what needs to be completed, and there is also a detailed provided example for you to follow along for both projects. So I highly recommend that you view those prior to the assignment being due. Now again, the due dates are located on the tentative schedule below. Quizzes and final exam. There will be there is going to be 6 online quizzes plus a comprehensive final exam parts 1 and 2. There are 2 parts to the mandatory final exam. Final exam part 1 is a 5-question exam placed on Canvas as a downloadable file. You will download that exam and show your work for those 5 questions and then upload it. Final exam part 2 will be located on my Stat Lab, and that will be online. Now there are 2 reviews. There's a final exam part 1 review as an assignment, and there's also a final exam part 2 as an assignment. Those assignments are required to do, and if you do them, you will be well prepared to take those exams. Now, again, passwords for the quizzes and final exam are in the outline of each week, which is located on Canvas. Another additional item, the final exam, together as parts 1 and part 2, can replace your lowest quiz score using the following approach. It is my policy to replace a student's lowest quiz grade with the final exam at the end of the course. For this reason, I do not give makeup quizzes. A missed quiz will be recorded as a 0 and then replaced accordingly at the end of the semester. Missing the final will also result in a 0, and I do not drop this grade. The instructor has the right to adjust this policy under special circumstances. Please make note, there are no extensions or quizzes for quizzes or final exams. Quizzes and final exam deadlines. Okay, those are also located at the tentative schedule below. Okay, now due dates, late penalties, and technical difficulties. All interactive homework, quizzes, review assignments, and possible discussion questions have the following late penalty policy. Students submitting work for course assignments after the due date are subject to a penalty of 5% of the points possible for the assignment per day. So for each day passing after the due date. So what you'll have is there will be 5%. So for example, submissions posted after the due date within 24 hours of the due date the assignment is due will be penalized 5% of the potential value of the assignment. Now, submissions posted between 24 and 48 hours after the due date may be penalized by up to 10%. Now, due dates will not be extended because of technical difficulties. The deadlines on these assignments are not extended, and you must make plans to complete these. Due dates for online assignments are clearly stated in my stat lab. So again, on your assignments, okay, there will be given at the beginning of each week, I will give you an announcement of how to prepare for the week. You want to follow that as closely as you possibly can. Now, again, because of the fact that this is a summer shortened class, you would imagine as if you were going to be taking your class 4 days a week. So you do not want to fall behind, especially on a course like statistics. So it's really, really important that you stay on top of the material and plan out your week accordingly so you do not run in with the issue of having the 5% penalty. Now, again, you can still complete your assignment after the due date. It'll be a 5% deduction on any of the problems that you did not complete by that due date. Now, homework study tips, homework videos. The guided notebook. This is an activity manual located on Canvas that you can access, download, and print. Now, this is voluntary, but it's highly recommended. If you want to be successful in this course and you want to get the grade that you would like to get and earn, then I would recommend you using the guided notebook. This is a place where you can take notes on the information given in the interactive reading assignment lectures by filling in all the information from the slides in the notebook. This will be a valuable resource for you as you work through the online homework assignment for each section, as well as the quizzes and tests over the corresponding material. Pay close attention to the homework videos located in Canvas. This will be helpful to you as you move along with your homework assignments. Students with disabilities, access. Students with disabilities, whether physical learning or psychological, who may need academic support in the classroom, are encouraged to contact Access as soon as possible to ensure that appropriate accommodations and/or services are implemented. Further information about this program may be found on the Copper Mountain College website and in the Office of Student Services at the Access counter. So please visit the Access website. There's the link there and the telephone number. Military-friendly statement. Veterans and active duty military personnel with special circumstances, e.g. upcoming deployments, drill requirements, disabilities, are welcome and encouraged to communicate these in advance if possible to the instructor. Equal opportunity statement. Copper Mountain College is committed to equal employment opportunity for all persons and to provide educational and employment opportunities free from discrimination based on ethnic group identification, national origin, religion, age, veteran status, sex, race, color, ancestry, sexual orientation, or physical or mental favors, and other physical or verbal conduct or communication constituting sexual harassment. Disclaimer. Changes in curriculum, grading standards, and other requirements could change as necessary. It is the student's responsibility to know and understand all policies, procedures, and requirements for Copper Mountain College and this class. Any concerns should be directed to your instructor, the appropriate department chair, or college administrator in that order. Information in the syllabus is subject to change. Any important changes will be announced in class, and you'll be provided with an updated syllabus. Okay, so here you will see the tentative schedule. You will see week 1, and in the middle here is the course content. So these sections in the course information and orientation should be completed for this week, and then you will see the due dates. So the orientation assignment, which is the first assignment, you want to make sure you have it completed by June 15th by 11:59 p.m. Okay, after that, if you turn in then it's going to be a 5% late penalty. Then you have an introduction discussion, which is an introduction assignment, and that's due on June 19th. And then your interactive homework assignments, which is all these assignments from section 1.1 to 2.2, are due by June 19th, which is that Sunday evening at 11:59 p.m. In addition, quiz number 1 is due by June 19th, 11:59 p.m. Now, I put these due dates in there because that's when they are due. But please know that you do not want to start your assignments on Sunday because, again, like I said, you do not have any extensions on those assignments. And again, because you're covering a lot of material for your summer classes, you need to make sure that you kind of guide yourself through each particular section. So, for example, for Monday, you would want to complete everything from section 1.1 to 1.2. And then for Tuesday, you want to complete 1.3 and then 1.4. For Wednesday, you would want to complete 1.5 and 1.6. And then for Thursday, you want to complete sections 2.1 and 2.2. And then you can then take on Friday, maybe take the first attempt for quiz number 1. And then on Saturday or Sunday, you can then take your second attempt for quiz number 1. Please make sure that is exactly how you want to spread this out during the week. Again, as you see here, there's a lot of sections that we're covering, so you want to continue to do that for each week. Okay. Now, again, you can see if you go to each week, you can see what's there on the right-hand side. Now, if we scroll down a little further, this is the online classroom etiquette, so you can read through this on your time. In addition to that, you also see the statement on plagiarism and academic misconduct. Okay, this is very important, especially when you're dealing with your projects. Your projects are to be submitted using your PowerPoint slides, and please make sure that you're submitting your own project. Again, like I said, you got to be careful of how you're going about that particular project. Please reach out to me if you have any particular questions when it's on that. And then the last page is basically the tentative topics that are covered for the entire course. Okay, so I highly, highly recommend that the office hours that we begin will be on Monday morning from 10 to 12:30 p.m. So if you need to speak with me, I highly recommend that you reach out to me during that time. Now, if you are unable to meet during that time, send me an email, and if it's possible, then we possibly may be able to meet at another time online. But please make sure the sooner that you reach out to me, then the quicker you can get your answers for whatever questions that you may have. Okay? So good luck for the summer session, and looking forward to meeting you.